Hi everyone, it's Gina from Gina K Designs and welcome back to another 5-minute cards video. Today I'm going to show you how to blend die cutting and embossing to create a beautiful textured look. The embossing folder I'm using is the Radiant Rose from the Radiant Rose Layering Bundle, and I'm also using dies from that same bundle. I've cut out some of the flowers using red hot cardstock and I've cut out the leaves using grass green. Now I'm going to need something sticky, so I decided to use some Masking Magic strips, but if you don't have these, you can use washi tape. Any kind of low-tech tape will work. I'm going to use a couple of these because I'm going to be adhering these little die cut pieces to the embossing folder, and these will not leave any residue on the embossing folder. That's why I like using Masking Magic strips for this. Now you want to make sure you're using the part of the folder that indents so that you can feel an indentation. And then take your die cut pieces and line them up so they've got a nice even border around the outside. Once you have that in place, you can flip it over and then you can take one of those Masking Magic strips and you can hold that in place. You're going to do that again with the other rose. Once it's in place, you're going to flip it over and then tack it down using another Masking Magic strip. I'm going to do the same thing for the leaves, and you'll be able to see at the end which leaves correspond with the dies on this embossing folder. And again, if some of that Masking Magic overlaps with other flowers or leaves or whatever, it's totally fine. And then I'm going to finish these up, and then we're going to emboss this using our die cutting machine. So I use the Spellbinders Platinum 6 machine, and that comes with an embossing plate. But you should use whatever sandwich your die cutting machine recommends for embossing folders. Now once I've run that through, I'm going to peel off the Masking Magic. Now it's down there pretty tight because that was a tight squeeze through the die cutting machine, but it won't leave any residue behind. And then I don't try to peel the Masking Magic off completely. I just tear it around the edge so you don't see it sticking out anymore. You can peel it off, but if there's a little residue behind, it's totally fine. Now I'm going to finish peeling all of these off, and can you see all of that beautiful texture in these die cut pieces? It's such a unique look. And the roses are amazing. Now I chose to go with the traditional red rose, but you can also ink blend on cardstock and then put them through the embossing folder and they will be just beautiful. So you can see they're beautiful just the way they are, but I want to create a little contrast between the recessed parts of these die cut pieces and the protruding parts. So what I'm going to do is ink up a jumbo sponge dauber, and I'm going to use a little bit of white pigment ink over the surface of each of these flowers and leaves. That's going to make my petals a little bit lighter than the lines between them, and that just makes it stand out a little bit more. Now you may or may not like this look. If you like it, it's really fun to do, but if you don't like it, you can go ahead and just use those die cut pieces the way they were. And then I'm going to take a paper towel here and just rub over the surface to get rid of any excess white ink. This dries really quickly, and these pieces are ready for my card. Look at how pretty they are. Now for my card, I used our Lattice embossing folder to create the background, and then I mounted that onto a black panel and onto a white card base. For a grounding panel, I used our double-stitched and single-stitched ovals, and I'm laying out my bouquet on that grounding oval. And then for my greeting, I used one of our new Poly-Glaze sheet sets. This is the Radiant Roses Words, and I foiled that with some gold foil. Now here's a finished card, and you can see I used a little more white on these roses for a different look. And again, I used a different greeting from those Poly-Glaze sheets. If you don't want to use the foil, those same greetings are in the regular bundle. Well, here are my finished cards, and I hope you enjoyed today's 5-minute card video, and I hope you'll give it a try. The Radiant Roses Layering Bundle is available at GinaKDesigns.com. I'll be back with more live videos and more 5-minute card videos too. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.